Yeah?
What's the one by
How about
the
Florence?
What's the one by the
Are you
water
going?
that-
She was a good cook. You
How are
record.
you going, Dee?
Something.
Possibly. Possibly.
The scripts are coming soon.
Sure.
Christian, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Kevin Elster. Kevin Elster. Welcome to Strike Out.
Whoa.
Celtics,
Keep going.
Celtics stand a chance this year. I've been a little out of the basketball playoffs.
So, John, how's that birthday going so far?
So far, it's been more than expected.
So far, so good?
You mean you expected something from us?
You did?
More than you expected?
Oh.
Joan, did you get to read that article about the
The numbers?
numbers?
No, it's we took it out of the sections missing. Maybe it's in the
What, did you
research
save the
department.
How
automotive
you doing on
section?
that phone? Or?
Take the news?
Guys,
Yeah?
don't you think you can leave that kind of thing in your own office? You don't have to bring those kinds of things in here.
You know, we allowed ourselves to flash for highlights of the children.
That was one of the funnier bits.
Ross did that.
Ross,
Ross did
that
That
was
was
hysterical.
That was terrific.
The Playboy.
It was
That
very
was
good.
I didn't say a
Very
word, just
funny.
after the news.
No one took offense at that?
No, it was funny.
No, it worked.
Was I here that night?
No.
We were all for some
No.
country or other.
You were in Dutch somewhere.
Deutschland. No, I was in Holland.
He has his own woman behind him and that.
Deutschland is Germany.
Now we actually had you in a lot of different countries.
Oh, boy. That's true, you did it.
You take all those at
Television,
once?
all over Europe. And Ira is, he's scanning the room with his candid camera. He's the new Alan Funt.
Well, that's good, because the old one kind of wore out.
Yeah, right. He's Alan Funt with hair.
Here's the next week's field trip. What movie won't the staff be 7 to
What's your name again?
Gordon.
The amazing thing was that all of a sudden the tickets cost $10. But Gary was nice enough to buy them all in advance and then charge it.
Jonathan, that's it. Don't you have some other things you can do, like bungle your jungle, or?
You know, right now Ira is shooting the tape that Rob Lowe's going to rent for his next motel room.
Dean, what are you reading?
That was quite a dinner. That was fun.
I'll never forget dinner too. It was great.
And they handled it very
You know
well.
what's really funny?
They really did. As more and more people
What
came
was your
in.
name?
Who's Ross?
You don't have a script?
We were hoping that you would find it for us. Like,
I was gonna.
These things you do. These things called reading.
Hey, bon voyage.
Oh, it's.
I know.
I think you should all have a photo tonight.
A folder?
Full moon tonight.
you just gotta make it.
We have the first show.
Outtakes from the first show.
Yeah.
Do I want to see it?
Not before the last thing.
It's Joe put it, it's brilliant bad today.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always more than one.
I don't know if I.
Something wild. The party, so.
It's brilliant. Brilliant stuff here. Great prose. Actually, he's prose. I'm poetry.
Have we found Mr. Schaefer yet? Thank you. Oh, yes.
Robin!
My, what big teeth you have.
We don't.
Oh.
Thanks for the
Oh, wow.
binder.
For what?
Well, I give you a specific.
The metaphor was going to show more drugs.
Well, why don't we say it was front page news and let's be generic.
Well, they're all New York
Is that the way he was playing those days?
Well, then it was front page news.
Was it front page and all posted?
There was a link to it on Street, front page, even though the Daily News did not dedicate the whole front page to it.
Posted the whole front page.
Having fun there?
Yeah, here we go.
Let's start right now. Rawr! Rawr! Fight! Let's get this going! Come on! What do they do? What do they do before football games? Rawr!
What?
Wait, come on, they put their arms in like this? Don't they do this? Come on!
Everybody say kill, kill. Everybody say fight, fight. Everybody say
Everybody say freedom, freedom, freedom.
So John was the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no!
Wait.
Paul Casey's been next.
We are number none. We are number none.
I hate to see this.
Show number 65.
All right, mark it in your calendar.
Market.
Coming up at Day's End, a fugitive for 18 years is captured after this plea is broadcast on television.
Help! The show is America's Most Wanted. We'll investigate how TV helped locate John List. And Brian Wilson, the creative force of the Beach Boys, joins us live as we rewind the day.
2 minutes of silence.
But we won't be picking.
Huh?
I think they call him Johnny Lisbon.
I wrote yes, have no pictures now.
Hello, welcome to today's.
Why people are not excited about that because of the director. Ooh, is this a videotape camera? Could you get me while I'm working so I look like I know? Ooh. Ira, you're really making me uncomfortable. Wait, let me start typing.
What is your job here?
Does that have audio on it?
Yeah.
I'm a QTV typist. He's bothering me. Hollis. Get my fingers, I'm really fast. Don't get the paper though, because I make a lot of mistakes.
Wants to get you up close and close.
Ira, who are you taking pictures for?
Home movies.
Oh, really? Why
Yeah.
would you take home movies of Days End?
You know,
I didn't say that.
do you enjoy working on this show?
I love this show. I'm gonna miss, no, it's the truth. I'm gonna miss this show a lot. Did you have that on when I was talking about Roger Goodman?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna miss this show a lot.
What do you miss the most?
The camaraderie and how close people are to each other, and the fact that there's no class structure set up. Everybody works for the good of the show together. Why did you keep coming out around here every night?
Well, the show's not bad. I'm kind of enjoying myself.
Yeah, see, that's the same way I feel. Out of all the shows I've ever worked at ABC, this has been my favorite. And I've worked on all the network shows here.
You got any dirt?
No, not with that thing on. Stop, Ira.
Fucking God. Is this gonna be on the show?
Hey, Ed, say welcome to Biograph Days, Biograph
Welcome to
Nights.
Biograph Days, Biograph Nights.
Folks, we're looking at the one person here who knows my show.
Yeah, excellent. Top-notch show.
Yeah.
Kudos to IRA Gallen and Biograph Days, Biograph Nights.
Where is everybody? Show over?
Rewinding the day.
Just about.
My last bill.
You maniac. What are you, crazy or something? New York. Okay.
Is there an IBES over here? Is there an IBES up here? IBES?
What's that?
Some guy, that's his name. Well, there's 3 boxes over there. We're supposed to go up to the mezzanine.
I can't fill this seat. It's impossible. How are you? How's your cold?
Thanks, Ira, to get that on camera.
Hi, Ira.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
I'll be very proud of Mum.
It's 13:37, so it runs 37 seconds.
What's up? 37?
Mum.
You can call 38 if you want. Well, no, call. Yeah, just like that.
That one is a practical joke. This one's not quite done. We're going to have music.
I can buy it all the way.
Is Gary selling gold, Rob? Ira, he's selling this video?
Yes.
Me too.
Everybody here.
You think this has a shot to rank up there with the Rob Lowe video?
I'll see all you guys later at the hotel.
In the form of a 4-page, single-page page.
You want them?
Put things in print. The written word.
Well, in a moment, folks, we're going to see what kind of a day some of our viewers had, and we're going to have a commentary from Bruce Fierstein. Today, we ran into a viewer who just wanted to do something nice for
The Zoom.
Ira, 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 Ira.
All right. Want to make this part? Do it again? Yeah. Okay, burn it with Gary's. Oh.
You have the tap on, Ira. Boss, can I bother you?
Yes,
just for
please.
now? In the intro to this America's Most Wanted, we have graphics. I'm gonna stand behind. I don't want to be on camera.
You're not. You're not on camera.
What am I on?
You're on video.
I don't want to be on video.
Why? Okay.
So,
Well, Rob Lowe would hate you.
I hate Rob Lowe.
Yes.
Days End loves Rob Lowe, right?
No, Days End loves Lucy.
In the intro, we've got a graphic built with this same kind of graphic with John List in 1971. We have him singly. Then we go to John List and a sculptor's bust of John List, what he would look like if today. And then we have, so the first is him in 71, the second frame is with this, and the third frame is all three of these pictures. The picture that they have of him yesterday.
And we're using that in the body of the interview also.
I think it's being used in the intro, but I'll double check.
One of the questions.
Oh, right here.
Well, here's Sue right now. Sue?
Oh, Ross.
All right, now, we're just talking with Robin here about the use of these three pictures.
Right.
She's saying those are in the intro, but aren't they also in the body?
I thought they were in the body.
You think they're in the body? Let me check.
I thought they were in the body of the piece because they were on the questions. And,
Okay.
And Mark has seen the questions. He knows that's where they come up. But what I couldn't tell you was about the pictures, which I already told you, but I can remind you.
Hello.
They're going to pop up one at a time.
Well, let's get,
No.
we gotta figure out when they will or won't.
I just
5, 4, 3, 2. Ross, you got the first one.
Coming up in days, a fugitive for 18 years was captured after this plea is broadcast on television.
John List back from his past to face murder charges.
Non sequitur.
Just noticed that. Just noticed that.
It says John List back from his past.
Help bring John List back from his past to face murder charges.
You still have the first one. Okay, thanks. Okay, bye. 4, 3, 2.
Coming up at day's end, a fugitive for 18 years is captured after this plea is broadcast on television.
John List back from his past.
Sergeant Barrett, very
You know he's got to see on top of that.
The information I gave him.
What do you need, Mark?
That's on the interest.
General was.
It's very Bertolucci. Very Bertolucci, very cinema noir.
This is a message for the guys on the floor. Eddie Rabb and Mike Rodriguez, John Williams.
What is it they want?
Give Tech a call when you get a chance.
What? Okay.
Hey John, you think you're calling to tell your show's canceled?
Tape is rolling, here we go.
Show's back.
Quiet, please. 5, 4, 3, 2.
At day's end, a fugitive for 18 years is captured after this plea is broadcast on television.
And Brian Wilson, creative force of Beach Boys, joins us live as we rewind this day. Next at Days End.
Purchase. Hey, okay. Union break, 37 minutes. Tech Records, huh? Tech Records. Doesn't sound good, guys.
Tell us our shows to
They're making money for you.
Hello, Brian?
Yes. Quiet, please. What's 6?
Brian, can you hear us here?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Very good. This is Ross Schaefer. I'm here with Spencer Christian. Right. Hey, Brian, how are you? Hi, how are you? Okay. And,
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, guys. On LA1, could you move a little closer to him? Hey, Bill, is there any chance of getting those cable piano for me, please, Jay?
Oh, okay. Ross, okay.
Okay, move a little closer on LA1.
Both lines. I shall use 101.
Okay, I can. I don't have them both in the board. I only have 101 in the board. Well, I'm telling you, I use 101. Shit.
Jane, how's work?
That's pretty boring, Gary. Just compared to this.
Where's Gary? Where's Gary?
We just went into
Oh, yes, take a picture for him. Second.
Resident do that to them. 2 minutes before you go on here.
You need my phone? Get the rest of your phone.
Wow. What am I doing here, Ira? Well, it's not
He's in the untold story.
Oh, that's a chip camera.
During the second page, you have about 50 seconds to get here.
That's handy. He's happy to have one of those.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I see you.
But that led to the computer enhancement only led to the bust.
I wonder, is that how it happened?
We'll ask
the
him.
bus ask him about that.
So what you're saying is that we've got,
LA. LA. Yeah, sure. I see Brian. The music. Oh, really?
Okay, tell me when. Okay, we need one more check with LA. Could you say hello to Brian?
Brian, we need to check the microphone on our end one more time. Can you still hear us?
That and you're out.
Did he say whether or not Kino was relationship was with?
Well, he, you know, there's speculation that they had a relationship, but. Kidding. But.
This is movies now.
Oh, no.
Haha, I got it. Okay.
Ooh, a bomb.
It's IRA GALLEN. Oh, it's a miracle.
Oh, he's back. He's back to life.
And then from
Here she comes.
Jessica, the old shiner
Feel free
lady.
to take my name off the credits.
Why? Tell me now.
You didn't hear him say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Not my idea.
he's a composer.
I
I take offense at that. No, I mean, you hear, what's his name off the front? Harburg wasn't.
You got to be on.
Dean has the cue card. Are you gonna tell him to use it when he feels time?
Okay. Let's do this thing.
All right.
15 seconds to the pre-tape cold tea. Now I'm not gonna jump. I usually jump when that's I'm thinking, oh, we're on the air. I finally learned.
And you're also not going to jump ship.
We have a substantial studio audience this
We
evening.
do. We do. $35 a pop.
We invited all of our viewers from around the nation to come into the studio. Here they are.
I think we should. All right, it works.
I didn't know it was
That's some hot finger.
Those fingers work.
I told him never bring a loaded finger into the studio.
Quiet, please. Say hello to Washington, please. To Mike.
Okay. Hello, Mike.
Yes.
Hi, this is Ross Schaefer.
Hi, Ross. How you doing?
Fine. Congratulations.
Quiet. Okay, say goodbye.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Oh, all right. This is very short. We have to say goodbye to you now, but you're coming in very clear.
And thanks for being with us.
Land this baby.
Lock it up.
We can always stop tape. 4, 3, 2 to the titles. 1.
The following program comes to you live from the ABC Television Center in New York.
Okay, Ron. Spencer, you get first hello.
I'll cut that out. I ain't doing it.
Put that 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to today's Ed. I'm Spencer Pritchett.
And I am Ron
Schaefer, and you would not believe the electricity in the studio. Why? Because it is...
Head, then his left ear.
15.
List is described as a quiet, soft-spoken man, the kind who wears a shirt and tie to mow the lawn. It's conceivable that List has avoided any trouble with the law since the murder. If you know anything about John List, call 1-800-CRIME-89.
And solve Mike's and Q's. Stand by.
Well, after that broadcast on America's Most Wanted 2 weeks ago, authorities were flooded with leads to the whereabouts of List. Now, with more on the story, here's Carol Iavana of New York's WABC TV.
It took 18 years for the man police say murdered his wife, mother, and 3 children in their Westfield, New Jersey home back in 1971 is under arrest. John List, parent and former Sunday school teacher, was arrested in Virginia yesterday after a national TV show brought his case to the forefront again. A computerized version of what he looks like today yielded 300 tips. One led police to List in Virginia. For months, the headlines were filled with the tragedy, explaining how List had been living above his means, even draining his mother's account, leading to that bloody day in November. While the search for him continued, List was living a normal life. He remarried and continued to work, never hinting at the past harm.
I also felt if he was capable of doing this, what was he doing elsewhere to other people?
And to solve my cue.
Well, this is an amazing story. We're talking about a man who eluded the FBI for 18 years and then was captured thanks to a television show. But this isn't the first time.
Take a look at the
Fox TV's America's Most Wanted, which airs Sunday nights, has aided in the capture of at least 48 major crime suspects since the... Now, is it true, we'll start, that the head of Union County, New Jersey's homicide department contacted you and said, please help us with this case?
We met at the Eastern Armed Robbery Convention in February in Delaware. And these cops from the prosecutor's office came down with 5 banker's boxes full of evidence, stills of the photos, everything they had on the list case, and begged us to get involved. It's been baffling them for all these years.
Now, the bus...
Hooray! I don't think I'm in any of your pictures.
Should have said that.
I know, because he really does get pesky after a while.
Having a good time?
Yes.
Ira, are these for the bar tonight, or you're probably going to put them?
I want to go home and edit it first.
The first picture is...
This is for his Rob Lowe yearbook. He's got Rob Lowe's. He's got a print of Rob Lowe's motel sequence. And he's going to edit all this in.
Oh wow, that looks really good. Yeah. No, I'm gonna hang out in case it's yeah. They've used it on most wanted. Yeah, inside out. Law enforcement's trained how to deal with this massive information. We put the word out. Now this suspect, remarried, carried on a totally different life. And what was the reaction of his wife? Well, she was stuck. When FBI agents went to her house, she showed them synthetic pictures. Just tears well in her eyes. Every day, the last 3 years, he has sent her fresh flowers. Now, you are convinced that this needed man there a star and you would try to follow back the video down Brian Wilson created the servant sound of the Newsboys. Now he's made music again, and we will talk to him live.
I couldn't relate to it. My daddy never gave me a tea.
Come on. No, come on. Wait, don't get too close. I have to. Here, get over here.
Whoa, you look great.
Move back. Better get a wide angle for this one. What? Where do you want me to go? Keep me in the shadows so you don't see my hairline.
Oh, look, I got a flip.
Hair? Did you say hair?
This is Brian Wilson. Okay, you can hear me too? This is okay. You can hear both of us. Who's going to fight? Yeah. We have no idea, but they estimate the minimum will be $25 million for the fight.
George Foreman.
$100 million. So
He's very old and very fat, but he's made a comeback. He's made a comeback, and camera's on. He made a, get this off of me! This is really bothering me.
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact.
I thought you would.
How often I'm stuck in a tunnel 18 feet below. Never mind.
Oh, this fairy tale may yet have a happy ending, though. CBS has denied rumors of the show's cancellation and has announced that it has ordered 12 new episodes that will surface in the fall as mid-season replacements.
Yeah, well, half man, half human.
Yeah.
Until he's saved by
the devotion of a loving woman.
Like Gary Hart. Yeah. Someone else who has surfaced is Brian Wilson, formerly the spirit and force behind the Beach Boys. He's now making music on his own. He's going to be with us to celebrate the anniversary of one of his many hits. Together we get to play one. And you will be able to talk with him live next year.
Okay. Living room, please. Living room. Here we go.
Hey, Eric. Hey, good. Eric.
Hey, here. Sharp, everyone. Here he comes. I'll make way for Jim Sharp. Jim Sharp, here we go. Jim Sharp, sleeping. Carry to the phone, please. Excuse me. To the bat phone.
Yes, Commissioner. Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
20 seconds back to us. Hold the flashes. Back on camera.
Sorry,
2 on a 2 shot.
Can I get an autograph?
No autographs yet. 9, 8, 7, 9, 6, 5. Don't. 1.
If he didn't show up, we had 2 segments, alternate segments. He did show up, and we didn't want to do this whole other segment. Yeah. But I thought it's also.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is probably the best intro we've had. Yeah, yeah. I think this is one they should use for Peter's interview.
20 seconds back to us. Here we go.
This
He
is
is
great.
about to say the magic words.
Huh?
10 seconds.
Huh?
Huh?
About to say 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Only 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's time now for Backpage News, and here with tonight's report is Backpage News correspondent Ross Schaefer. Raised by wolves until he was a teenager, brought back to civilization by a dedicated missionary.
Well, I guess my story is out now. I want to know, Spencer, why you never introduced Joan London. Well, folks, it is the time for the Backpage News. These are all true stories. I wouldn't make these up. They are just too weird to make up. Now, it's spring. You know that June is a big wedding month. Couples renew their wedding vows all the time, don't they? Some of them do it for tax purposes. Others do it as a business end of a shotgun. But most do it for romantic reasons. But let me ask you this. Would you restage your expensive wedding just because you didn't like the way the video turned out? Neither would I. But this British couple doesn't agree. Claire and Michael Naramore spent £20,000, which is about 32,000 American dollars, on a magnificent church wedding. And they videotaped. His car is rattle-free. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So the moral there is, if you hear a rattle, sell the car. Okay. On the Backpage News, I have shown you horse racing, camel racing, buffalo racing, rat racing, Afghan hound racing, turtle racing, every kind of racing. So naturally, I thought we'd covered it all. Until I saw this footage of Australian goat racing. What do you do with a lazy husband, Spencer, that won't help around the house?
Oh, no, I never had a lazy husband.
You never had a lazy husband? I'm going to help you out. Heloise, you know.
Heloise, sure, hints from Heloise.
Hints from Heloise got a letter from a woman who seems to have the answer. The woman wrote, quote, "When my husband died, I had him cremated and put in an hourglass, and now he helps me time my eggs every morning." Ooh. Ooh. It's too true and too weird not to be true. So anyway, that is the end of the Backpage News. Thank you for joining us.
Well, whoa! When we come back, we'll meet an auto
racer, you.
auto dealer who's wheeling and dealing in a really big way. Stay with us. No reaction. No. Oh, zero reaction.
We got an oil painting out here.
All right. Go back page news. Raised by wolves.
Raised by wolves. Till he was a teenager.
Sorry.
Saved by a dedicated missionary.
Foliated missionary.
Yeah.
Hello, Terry. How are you? This is Ross Shaper.
Rules were made to be broken, not hearts. Based on a true story, little girl lost someday. Austin Buchanan was shot dead. A single bullet fired by Sarah in self-defense. Now Asa figured life to live.
I need somebody, not just any. You don't need someone.
Did all of America just see what we saw? Folks just see that on one live?
Aren't you embarrassed?
I think they're thinking, well, this is a sweep song still? Or?
Yeah. I know. It just ended.
It did?
So why are we running this program? Well, you just heard the sound of the Beatles doing Help, and we got a story now about some help being needed. Every so often, a story comes along that sounds like it's right out of a classic Frank Capra movie. We've got one tonight.
That's right, we do. This is the talk about the people of Carthage, Illinois. They are trying to buy a college. Yes, a college. The one in their town, 3,000, is in deep financial trouble. And why do they want to save it, you ask? Well, the college offers Carthage great benefits, perhaps the most important culture.
Shut up time, please.
Now, this one,
Say it again?
For the unveiling.
Back up a little, Mike. Thank you.
Hey, Mike. Mikey.
Yeah, like the Olympics, you know.
IRA.
Huey Reynolds owns the financial center of New York, Texas, otherwise known as the General Store. His great-great-grandfather founded the town and gave it a name that he... Real New York-style cheesecake.
First of all, thank you.
New York,
Second of all,
Texas cheesecake
I have
is
never
an old
taken
family
so much
recipe
shit
of
from
Peter
my
and
It's really appropriate that we start producing it and call it.
Do you have a comment on that last statement?
Huh?
What do you think about that last statement he said?
That's what I think about it.
Will cheesecake ever be accepted by all the people
30
of New York,
seconds.
Texas? Perhaps. But it may take as long as a New York, Texas minute.
If I can make it better, I'll take it. 15 seconds. Anywhere it's up to you, New York, New York.
For days in, this is John
This
Crawford.
horse is dancing. That's a dancing horse.
Hey, well, the horse was actually dancing.
Yeah, it was.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to see the two New Yorks exchange mayors for a week.
Yeah.
It's a Mayor Koch too. I'm sure a lot of New Yorkers feel that way too. But
There wasn't Mayor Koch in the last scene, was it? This part, maybe it's the front part.
the front part.
Yeah, the front part of Mayor Koch. We have a treat for you tonight. We are going to reveal the man known as John Pronk. We have a picture of John Pronk, who, there he is.
There he is.
There's John. Flying stories. They usually are little kicker stories there at the end,
And you never see him.
No, we never see him. We hear that familiar voice, but that, ladies and gentlemen, is John Pronk. He's 7 feet 2 inches tall. He weighs 282 pounds. Used to be a Nick.
That's a New York Knickerbocker.
He was a
But he
Knickerbocker.
couldn't dunk, so
Couldn't dunk.
he got dunked, right?
Why don't you tell folks where you were yesterday?
I want to thank the people of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I went down there yesterday. This morning, I did the weather for Good Morning America from Myrtle Beach for the Sun Fun Festival, and the folks in Myrtle Beach inducted me into the Walk of Fame. It's a stretch of the Grand Strand, they call it. They're the main drag of Myrtle Beach, where they have stars in the sidewalk for people they choose to honor. And they've chosen to give me a star on the Grand Strand, and it's just awesome. A brass star.
You have a star in Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach.
Really? Who else is there? Who else would be?
Crook and Chase. Charlie. The talk show, the cable talk show.
The movies, yeah.
No, they're from the Nashville channel, Nashville cable channel. Charlie Chase and Lorian, Lorian, they're there. I forgot the others. Mickey Gilly.
Think of all the people now that will walk over you every day.
I don't have to look at it that way. Anyhow, that's our show for tonight.
All right, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend, and you're gonna have a good one.
Yeah, I'll win it. Great one. Thank you, Myrtle Beach.
Oh, Myrtle Beach. I'd like a star anytime.
I want a bigger star next year.
Good night, everybody.
Run a tight shot. Pull back. Pull it. Get out of here.
Swayze, Kirstie Alley, north and south, move to.
Not bad for a quickie.
For a quickie.
Go down.
You're one of the best. Hey, Jessica. Oh. How you doing? I can't believe you came by for this.
Final slap.
We got a little party going on.
First of all, there's about 10 people.
Speaking short,
Spencer! I love you! God damn it!
He's dead.
I love this, Bronzo. I love this man.
Dude, it's good to see you.
Hi, Betty.
All right.
Oh, you see your picture in your mirror?
Hi, in here.
Oh, yeah, yes. Where'd you find that photo?
I went to publicity.
Ryan says he likes the show.
That's right.
Thank you.
It was brief. All right.
It's on the table by the camera, by the telephone. I know.
Is there going to be a little party here?
On the other side of the cameras, because we want to move the cameras back here.
Step on that.
Well,
What is
Video time. Video time. Joey has
I realize that during this
See the wizard. No, they
I really don't. I get I like to watch. It's sort of. Where is John? Oh, you wait for somebody to right? Yeah. Oh, you didn't give me yours?
Thank you very much.
Once again, they always do.
Wish there were more.
What do you have the days that you I was looking down.
Jonathan, I mean, give this to him. We can ask anybody who hasn't signed to still get it.
I can sign it afterwards.
Where did Mary go?
Huh? I saw them say.
Can I have everyone's attention for a second? Gary?
He went back to L.A.
So, I really didn't prepare anything. Just say a little something to remember us by and a little way to rewind your day, sitting at the dinner table or something. I don't know. So look at the world.
That will be the dinner table.
You'll know where we all are.
13 weeks in a hernia.
I should tell you it weighs about 50 pounds and it'll probably tear down any structure in your house.
Your voice is a little higher.
A couple of babe guys can take care of that. Anyways, I don't know where you're going to put it, but it's yours now.
But on the plane, it's going to be.
Sign it now.
There's still room in Utah. I understand it's real warm over at Chips here. Warmer than, I think John Frank would not even do a story in there, it's so warm. But we'll go over there in a little bit. This is definitely one of the hardest days I've ever had. And it's also one of the best years and one of the best experiences. It is the best experience I've ever had. Covering up my ex. There's something subliminal about it. Nobody's gonna shoot. I've never met a woman named Rhonda in a tournament. But I learned that tonight. You are the best, most professional, most wonderful people I've ever worked with, I have ever seen. 50 pounds.
Well, it's better than the car.
and this experience is going to be with me forever, and if I am lucky enough to reclaim half of the excitement and half of the enjoyment that I've had here and half of the sense of accomplishment, then I'm still going to be very fortunate. But it's going to be extremely hard to do. And I just hope that I can work with as many of you again, or all of you again, very soon, and even if it's years from now, I know it's going to be pulling the emotion that we've had here together. One quick little story. My first experience in a radio station was when I was a Cub Scout. Local radio station. We had a show. It was, many of you may remember it. Eddie Fisher had, this is very strange given Brian Wilson tonight, had a nationally syndicated show called Coke Time. Sponsored by Coca-Cola. And radio stations all across the country had Coca-Cola clubs, Coke Time clubs. So our group of Cub Scouts went to the radio station. First time I'd ever been in any building like that. And I was just totally fascinated by it all, and just kind of leaning like this, and hadn't realized I had leaned against the transmitter button. Not the show, the entire station. At which point the announcer didn't notice it for quite some time. Well, when he did, he was pretty angry because his show was taken off from the air. Well, I feel that that button was leaned on by someone else, and I know we're all like that announcer that day. And I don't know what happened to that announcer.
officer, but we're going to be putting on more shows and doing more things. There'll be great shows and great work. You're wonderful people. So, thank you.
One quick thing. None of us would be here if it weren't for the caring and the work of Squire and Diane. Never in my life have I been in such a supportive environment, which trickles down because it makes you feel the way you do, because I'm not and was not at any time terrorized by people. But it's a measure of the kind of people and the belief that Diane and Squire had in us from the very beginning. So.
All right. Here's Squire. Yo. Squire. Hey, Diane. Woo!
Well, we accept. Actually, I was counting on Gary to be the warm, witty one, not the sentimental, serious one. And so now we're going to have to count on you. I want to say just a couple of things. I said the other day some things that headed right for my heart, and I probably will tonight too. But the things that I really want to communicate to everybody here is that we did not fail. We set out to do a different television show that was very compatible with Nightline, that was targeted towards a younger audience than Nightline, that was leaning more towards women than men. And we succeeded in achieving our goals. And we made very good progress in the period of time that we were on the air. So we did not fail. And I don't want anybody to ever think for a second that we failed. Others may have failed to see our progress as well as we did. They may have failed to have the foresight. They may have failed to have the temerity to hang in there. But we didn't fail. And I think that that's a very important mindset to have. And secondly, I think that you just ought to be very, very proud of yourselves, because there isn't a single person that isn't wonderful. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about all the engineers, everybody. The interns have just been absolutely terrific on this project. And I'm very proud of you, and you should be very proud of yourselves. So day's end is not really the end. I don't know what it is. It's like camp. Just got through 13 weeks. And it's graduation time at camp, but it's the beginning of something. And we are all going to work together again at some point. We're all going to take something away from this experience that is really wonderful. So thank you.
Well, you know, I think that all the opportunities I might have had to make a speech in front of a group, I never really have. And I think it's because I've always been in the company of two really extraordinary individuals. And I'd rather, wait, I'll get to the funny part.
That was funny enough.
So I felt like I was wanting to just sit back and be part of the group and let them speak. And but now it's my turn to speak about them and about all of you. But if I may be allegorical, okay, instead of funny.
A-L-A.
Okay. Well, it has to do if you know me, or you just got to know me, or now you'll know me, and my penchant for wines and my love for what wine has to offer. I'm going to translate into what this whole process has meant to me being on the show, starting with Squire. I have told you this before, that to me you're the Baron Philippe de Rothschild, a man for over 100 years tried to make his wine a first-class wine. And finally, he was recognized. His wine, Mouton Rothschild's, was recognized as a first-class wine that could compete with the other great wines. Because, one, he always said, you have to have something that has a point of difference. Otherwise, you're never going to make it. And he developed all these labels that were by artists, by Chagall and Moreau and even John Huston. And that's what Squire's always taught us. If you're going to do something, it has to be different. And Days End certainly was different. And I think we really made a wonderful mark in television. But more so, the Baron himself is an extraordinary man. He made his chateau, his wines accessible to everybody. And the whole world knew about this man. And the whole world should know about Squire, and that he is accessible. And he was with us from the beginning. He was part of the team. He wasn't just the vice president and the executive producer. We all felt that he was part of the family. But now the Baron also knew they needed someone to work in tandem with. And he found someone in California.
Yeah. I hope it's not Ripple.
To join efforts and to realize a dream of a truly world-class wine. And his name was Robert Mondavi. And he came over, and he said, instead of Robert Mondavi coming over to France, he came over to California. Slight difference, Gary. We've had you come to New York. But anyway, they bought some vineyards together, and he picked Robert Mondavi because he was a man who knew how to make a commercial wine, something that could be enjoyed by everyone. But he also knew how to make a classy, brilliant, genuine wine. And for that, he tapped Robert Mondavi to make Opus 1. And every year, they're dedicated to making better and better wine together. And I think it's a wonderful compliment, both Gary and Squire, to make programming now and to continue to make programming together. That's Gary, that's Squire. Now, but I'd be remiss if I didn't also recognize that everybody else has to be involved in the process to make truly great wine and truly great programming. You know, from the picking of the grapes, knowing the perfect ones, making sure there aren't any rotten ones, and that's what our researchers had to do. They had to make sure that everything we put on the television set was accurate and ripe and right. And then, of course, all the segment producers to know how to mix everything together, to get the right guests, to ask the right questions, to get the perfect combination. And so then, of course, with the director and the crew, we've made fabulous television together. And then there's just one more element. So you have fabulous television, fabulous wine, but who knows how it tastes? Who cares? And that's where a sommelier comes in. He's the one that can convince you, oh, but you must have this bottle of wine. Oh, it's going to be just fabulous. Even if you never had wine before, he has convinced you to taste it. And if we didn't have the extraordinary hosts that we've had all along on this show, all our hard efforts and to seduce the audience with, you know, the product that we've all worked so hard on. So, thank you, everyone.
You guys, I'm not getting up on the stage. I've been on many stages. Ever since I first became a weatherman, I always wanted to be a talk show host. And I want to thank these two, and you two, for giving me a chance to do that. But I want to thank everybody on the staff for making this almost unbearable 13-week dual shift for me quite bearable, because you can imagine what the physical strains were on me doing 2 shows. And I felt very awkward coming in at 9:30, 9:45 at night after everyone else had been in here all day contributing to putting the show together, and I would stroll in old lazy-ass Spencer. And it's all laid out for me, all the scripts there. All I had to do was correct the grammar and the spelling. But But I want to thank everybody on the staff for making the job much easier for me than it might ordinarily have been. And when I say everybody on the staff, I mean the production staff, the technical people, every single person in here who had any role in the show at all. And this is the first time in my 18 years in television, of all the many shows I worked on, I worked with a group of people that were asshole-free. There wasn't one asshole on this staff, and I'll remember all of them.
I'll be very brief. As a man who has been stomping Gary and Squire's grave for 65 I have to concur with Spencer that the biggest thing that you let Spencer and I and Diana do was be us. You didn't jam anything down our throats, and you let me be the loose cannon that I am. And
we were always on a tape delay.
I didn't know that. But many times I know Nellie left with globs of hair in her hands, and I would look off camera whenever I'd make one of my smart-ass remarks, hoping to get a laugh and see people cringing. But you let me be me, and that was more important than anything, just for somebody who's out here in front of the camera. And so I thank you all for your support, and it's really rare, having been in television a while and seeing a lot of different staffs. You really don't go into a situation expecting to like everybody or like that many people, because it just doesn't work out that often. But you know, we had a lot of laughs down here before the show, after the show, and during the process that I've never experienced before. And so thanks for laughing at my jokes.
I wasn't going to say anything, but goddamn, I guess I would say. This is the first show I've ever worked where I didn't constantly get the but I got the, let's go. You need to feel a little something here. I don't want to be redundant, but I have to echo. Gary started it with the word trickle down, and I'm not as experienced as Spencer and Ross, but that trickling, yeah. In my 10 years and starting with Wide World, I have never ever, let's forget about television. I don't think in my life, in sports and friendships and whatnot, have I come across a group this big where there's no sexism, there's no racism, there's friendship, there's no cliques, and it started with Squire, first executive I've ever worked with who is totally asshole-free. And it went right to Gary and Diana and to the rest of us. And I'm sorry I couldn't be here every single minute, but I was in spirit, and I love you all like Gary. I would love to work with any single one again. Thanks.
I think we should, as we leave for chips, if we could just have one other great round of applause for the Den Mother, Diane.
Yes.